days. structure is honestly the best.
I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder.
Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? 551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade.
Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200.
We got some action right here.
$2,000, $767.
If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing.
Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people!
A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade.
Boom, guys.
$989 profit.
2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house. Let's go! Let's go! Traders, let's go. Let's get ourselves ready to rock. Let's get ourselves ready to make this money. We are here now. We are here right now. Getting ready to get after it here. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Wake up. Let's go! I'm so jacked up here, traders. Bright and early Wednesday morning. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up if you guys have not hit that thumbs up just yet. Because we are ready to get after it here. We are excited. We want to see, of course, how we're going to be able to get this momentum. How we're going to get this hype. What type of trading and what type of excellence are we going to be able to achieve here? I know you guys are excited and so am I. Today's a big day as well because we are also going to be having an interview with a CEO of an AI company. That's going to be coming up at 10:15 a.m. this morning. 10:15 a.m. We are going to be doing an interview. We'll see what happens. We'll learn the ins and outs of AI. We'll learn the ins and outs of journaling our trades. We'll learn the ins and outs of becoming a better trader, a better investor. But we got about an hour to crush it. Accounts are full. Shorts are ready. Margin is good. Again, this month has been insane. Let's just take a little bit of a backtrack, can we? We started, of course, last Monday. We ended up making $7,000. Then on Tuesday, I took a big loss, right? I lost 15 grand. I didn't even realize I was in on a trade, right? I set the orders. Stock went on a spike. Didn't even realize until 30 minutes later. Saw I was down. How to get out of that play. Then again, the next few days after, win. I took again a $2,000 loss, but then we won. We are again on a nice winning streak at this moment, and we want to continue to keep this winning streak going. We want to be able to continue to see some big-time profits. All it comes on down is preparation. Making sure that we are all set for success. And you know what? I'm usually used to, again, going over everything, explaining, prepping every single trade. I kind of just want to trade right now, guys. I kind of feel a little energetic at this moment. I feel a little hyper. I feel like a border collie that's been sitting inside a crate for the last 8 hours. I kind of feel like I need to explore a little bit. I feel like I'm part Amish ready for Rumspringer. I feel like I'm a 22-year-old ready to head down to Miami for spring break. I feel like I'm a golden retriever in the middle of spring ready to be in heat. I'm ready. So, if you guys are ready, smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. Let's see what we have on this day for every single person. Whew. I'm jacked up. So, team, right now at this moment, let's go through all the top gainers at this time. Top gainers over on this day. We got SPRC, little fade and fall. HIND, little fade and fall. CDT at this moment, trying to spike its way back on up. IPM, fading and falling. TMNG, quick little spike, fade and fall. NFE, not too much. SQFT, not too much. What about RELI? RELI just came out. Completes initial Ethereum purchase. This just came out at 912. Let's take a look over on RELI. These crypto plays sometimes lead to big spikes. Guys, RELI is going on a little bit of spike right now. It says RELI just came on out at 912. Right now, you guys could see it's 912. Stock is trying to get a little bit of hype. Completes initial Ethereum purchase under Digital Asset Treasury Initiative. Could we start getting a little bit of hype on this? Team, how many times have we seen, again, hot press releases? I did add the word Ethereum to put it in orange. So whenever the word Ethereum comes out on any low float stock, it's highlighted for me in orange. So that's how I'm catching that so quick. But maybe Ethereum press release over on RELI can go on a nice rip and run. What do you guys think right here? So again, RELI trying to get a little bit of hype. Stock is currently up 20% at this moment, trying to push itself. Now, there's only one issue with today. The one main issue with today is the majority of the stocks that we have seen spike have not gone on big spikes and rips and runs. They have a lot of them have come crashing all the way back on down, right? We have seen a lot of plays go on huge pops and then come crashing all the way back on down, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is also because this was alerted here this morning, right? Here is the entire watch list. We will go over that in a second, but there was something that was really important that I want to go over. It was right here. Guys, everyone stick with me right here. This might be the most crucial thing to kind of get ourselves prepared at the start of the day. It says, please read. No stocks with news are holding their gains at this time. So market conditions can change the way you trade. By 8:15 a.m. Eastern time, we have seen 6 different spikes. We have seen 6 different breakouts. Unfortunately, not one of them has been able to hold their gains. So what's happening? Essentially, what we are seeing this morning are investors are buying into the stocks with new press releases. They're running into it because it does have good credible news. But the moment it goes on a big rip and run, people are taking their profits, which is shifting momentum to the sell side. So every single play we've seen so far, hot news comes out. Stock goes on a big rip and run. People take profits. Stock turns and dumps right back on down. We are seeing that over and over and over again. Now, what are the 2 ways to profit? Jump in early. Be a person that's in near a bottom. If you're getting in on a hot press release sub 20%, there's a lot of room to run and minimal risk to be able to fall back on down. Or you could wait for stocks to spike and then come back on down. Let's just kind of take a little bit of a step back. Let's again take a log off the fire. Let's start pumping the brakes a little bit here, cowboy. And what we have is ASTI. ASTI today, $2 to $3.50, back down to $2.40. HIND has gone from $8 to $16, back down to $9. SQFT has gone from $5 to $20, back down to $8. IPM has gone from $2 to $4, back down to $2. CWD has gone from $6 to $12, back down to $8. And SPRC has gone $4 to $7, back down to $4. So these are some of the best breakouts so far today. But as you guys can see right here, it's saying be careful. Be careful on what you're looking to spike and rip and run. Be careful of getting involved in plays. Be careful of what is starting to spike at this moment, because at any moment, we could see a whole lot of these plays start giving a lot back. So traders, do I think, again, seeing RELI right here, the moment it just came on out, could be a good play? I mean, RELI is up 20%, did just come out with completes Ethereum purchase, and we're seeing that right at this moment. Now, RELI, as we could tell at this moment, we saw RELI around 78, 79 cents. It did just spike up to 90 cents, but it's back on down. Is this going to fall into the category of everything else? Of everything else today, where we have seen very big spikes, but then it just gives everything on back. Because I don't want to be a guy right now that's saying, hey, everyone, let's go pull the trigger over on RELI, when we have seen what? ASTI spikes and gives it all back. HIND spikes and gives it all back. SQFT spikes and gives it all back. This is obviously the market conditions at this moment. Spike, reverse. You either have to be in first, or again, you're looking for the short right now. Now, you know, last week, I was trying to avoid shorting. Even earlier this week, I was avoid shorting. But it seems like shorting season, we call it, is back at this time, where we're seeing anything that pops on up is just going to get that typical dump back on down. We go through phases. Phases where we get super hot rips and runs, super hot climbs, and again, the stocks squeeze out shorts. But today, there's a 100% accuracy. 100% accuracy that if you see a stock spike, it's going to come crashing right back on down. That's where we're at this moment. So, if that's where we're at, if that's what we're currently seeing, I do think that's going to be very important for you as a trader to understand that and say to yourself, hey, you know what? Let me again make sure I'm taking that into let me make sure I'm taking that into account today and making sure I'm doing things right. So let's actually just do this, guys. Let's take a screenshot of the entire watch list. Let's work our way through this watch list, and let's just make sure that we're all set, ready to go on this day. Sound good? So number one, obviously, is RELI. RELI, guys, is going from 68 cents all the way up towards, again, 93 cents at this time. RELI is getting a lot of hype and a lot of momentum. Obviously, we will watch that. But as RELI, is there anything else that we need to focus on today? Let's see here, guys. CWD. CWD here, traders. This play, $6 to $11. CWD did come out with a press release, announces a sale of $15.9 million of convertible, preferred, and activation of ATM program. The only reason that this stock actually had hype behind it today, the only reason why CWD actually got attention behind it today is because this was a stock that went all the way up to $40 last week. Last week, it went from $1 to $40. So every single person jumped in on this play and said, hey, you know what? Let's get ourselves involved over here. Okay, so this is more like a dead cat bounce play. We are getting a reason to jump in on CWD. Now, I know as I'm speaking, a lot of people are probably going to ignore me right now and just focus over on RELI. So you know what? Let's just focus on RELI at this moment. How does that sound, guys? Everything else at this time doesn't seem like it's excellent anyway. It seems like RELI is the top play here. See, SPRC fading on down, HIND fading on down, CDT, not too much. Here comes RELI up the board. IPM, not too much. NFA. So instead of me talking, how about we just skip the nonsense right now and let's just focus over on RELI. Fair play, fair plan, let's do it. So RELI deck, where's the 50-day moving average? 50-day moving average is at the price of 111. 111, guys, is going to be the next main target over on this play. I would say let's wait for a little bit of a break of 111 just because it has some strong momentum, and then let's go ahead and look for a short. Now, I did do one small short today already where I lost 150 bucks. I might be getting ready for another one here over on RELI. Let's inquire about this play. 5,000 shares would be an excellent, shorting opportunity. Locate shares to short. That's going to cost me $4. $4 total to short at around that 111, 112 mark. I'm going to go ahead, locate it, accept it, and I'm all good to go. So RELI here, traders, at this moment, I can go ahead and pull the trigger on the short side. RELI, as you guys can tell, the blue squiggly line is the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average, that's going to be a tough area to break above. If it does break above that mark, that's where we could see that next leg on up. RELI came on up towards 112, now starting to turn here slightly. Let's go back to a 1 minute time frame. Big upper shadow is starting to form at this moment. Traders, I am going to go ahead and look to see RELI if I can get filled over on this one and be able to make a little bit of cash. So RELI, watching to see how much higher is this one going to be able to get up towards. Got my live P&L behind us. We do like that 111 area. If it can break 111, it could go up towards like 119. Let's see. I think 115s could be good entries here. Let's see if we get a little pop up towards around that 115-ish area. Deck, what's the area after that? 200-day moving average is all the way up towards around 144. 144, 200-day moving average. Right now, we're still sitting right around that 111 area. I want to see if we get a little pop up to 115. Remember, we have seen every single play so far. There is, as of now, a 100% success rate, as of now, that every play that has spiked has come crashing all the way back on down. RELI could be the same exact play. RELI could be the same exact thing. So again, I'm going to get 5,000 shares, spread them out, and only enter them at new highs. So I'm only entering at new highs. I'm only going to enter when RELI is up 65%, 70%, 80%, 90%. I do have an entry over on, RELI at 115. We came up to 113. Unfortunately, we are starting to get that little turn right now. Remember, all I did was spent $4 on shorting fees, so it's not really that big of a deal. So right now here, team, we do have RELI continuously watching. If you guys gotten on a short around that 110, 111, 112 mark, I mean, amazing starting entry right there. You guys can see RELI is already getting some weakness and starting to fade and fall. But we are watching to see, what's going to be coming on up here today. Now, as I'm speaking, let's just watch RELI, but I kind of want to change subjects here, but I'm going to leave RELI up on the scanners. RELI at this moment, what I want you guys to realize is today's a big day. Why maybe we see kind of slower volume today, if that's in blue chips, if that's over in penny stocks, why could we see a lot fade and fall today? Because a lot of traders, a lot of investors, all of Wall Street isn't focused over on RELI today. Where are they focused on? They are going to be focused, ladies and gentlemen, over on the interest rate cuts today. At 2 p.m. Eastern time, we will be seeing an article that comes on out that says the FOMC is now cutting rates or not cutting rates or cutting rates by 0.25% or 0.5% or 0.75%. So we are going to see here today, RELI is starting to drop. Let me scroll on down here. We can see right here, the SPY 0.25 rate cuts are on the way. FOMC interest rate cuts are today. The Fed meets with some big items on the agenda. An important rate decision and forecast of what's ahead combined with a healthy dose of political intrigue uncommon for central bank policymakers. While the rate decision is pretty much fairly in the bag, what happens from here is anyone's guess. Markets are betting heavily that the Fed will stick to a 0.25 percentage point reduction of a current rate, a range of 4.25 to 4.5%. So traders, as of now, there is a 94% chance, as of now, there is a 94% chance that we cut rates by at least 0.25, a quarter of a percentage today. So a 94% chance. Now, hopefully, we cut more. Hopefully, we do a 0.5, 0.75. Now, is that likely? Not really. If you guys take a look at the chart down here, it says a 25 basis points that we are going to do 96% probability. 50 basis points, 4% probability. No change, 0%. And let's say a whole point, 0%. So the thing is, traders, you got to ask yourself something. Interest rate cuts leads to market spiking. Why does it lead to market spiking? When we lower interest, that means you guys can take out a car loan and it won't cost as much per month. You guys could buy a house and your mortgage won't be as much per month. This is going to allow you to have more funds for you to spend. Oh, hey, I have an extra $500 every month. Let me go buy this. Let me go buy an Apple iPhone. Let me go buy a MacBook. Let me go buy whatever. So when you have more money to spend, you spend on more things. And as you spend on more things and more companies, those companies are going to grow. AKA, the economy is going to be stimulated and move on up. So the more we cut interest rates, the more money you have in your pocket and the more money that people are going to spend on different companies and different things, which means that the economy is stimulated and the economy grows. So as of now, we are cutting rates. Traders, take a look over on RELI. RELI dumping at this moment. RELI is dumping. As we said, 100% success rate that we are seeing big crashes at this time. But we are going to be cutting rates today as the S&P 500 is next to record highs. You guys have seen this, again, multiple times. When I go back to a monthly chart, you guys could see all where we cut rates. We cut rates in 2018. The market ran up towards new highs. We cut rates in 2020. The market ran on up towards new highs. We are now going to be cutting rates at record highs. What is that going to do to the market here today? Some people say, oh, Dek, the market already has it priced in. We already priced in the fact that we are, again, cutting rates, so that's why we're spiking on up. Some people are saying, no, we're going to cut rates and hit new highs. That's what some people are thinking. Some people are saying, well, Dek, it all depends. If it's 0.25, then it's already priced in. If we do 0.5, we're going to explode up towards new highs. Right? I'm not sure. But what I will tell you and what I will show you is that so far in April's been an incredible month. I mean, excuse me, not April. What am I talking about? September. Right? If we go over to the S&P 500 monthly performance, just type this in over on Google. S&P 500 monthly performance. We know on average, the S&P 500 always performs worse in September. Every single September is the worst month of the year. Now, why is this so insane for us? Because if we take a look over on the S&P 500, let's just say over the last 30 days or so, over the last 1 month, right? S&P 500 over the last month, the S&P 500 has actually gained 2.6%. So that's kind of crazy to be thinking about. You know what's even nuts is that over the next, let's say, October, November, December, these are the best months coming on up. So if we already have a 2% gain in September, does that mean October, November, December are going to be the best months that we're going to have all year? Usually we gain about 4% throughout these next 3 months. Guys, we already gained 2% in the worst month of the year. Could we gain 6, 7, 8% over the next 3 months? Or am I talking crazy pills right now? Well, guys, we are, again, hitting highs in the worst month of the year. We're about to cut interest rates, go into the 3-month rally that happens nearly every single year. Things could be amazing over the next 3 months. Things could be insane over the next 3 months, especially if we ever start cutting rates more than 0.25%. So, I mean, we're just kind of adding everything up right here, and things are getting more and more wild. And that's what I really want you to understand, and that's what I really want you to gauge today, that, 2 o'clock, 2:30, this S&P 500 is going to get very wonky across the board. We're going to be seeing a lot of kind of crazy action here. But what I want to do at this moment here, traders, is I want to make sure right now we have 3 minutes. Let's just go back over to Foxrunner here for a second, and let's just make sure there's nothing we're missing. And of course, I know you guys can go ahead and, Foxrunner, you guys can go use, they do have Foxrunner free out there, so you guys can use the free plan as well and be able to see a lot of this information. But let's just go back over towards this right now. Let's go back over towards, again, the See All category. See All category and seeing all the best news here today. What is all the best news? Okay, let's break this on down. All the best news here today, and let's just make sure we don't have anything going crazy. Number one, CDT. CDT is the best press release today. Talks about a cryptocurrency treasury reserve. CDT could easily spike back up to 110. This is the most credible stock today, which is holding its gains. Okay, watch your CDT to spike at the bell. We also have CWD. CWD, this was the play that did come out with a press release, but it's more of like just a big bounce play after falling from $47 down to $8. So CWD, I could imagine this right back up to $10. I also could imagine this fading and falling back down towards around 6. So it's like one of those plays that you just got to be careful on. RELI, we saw the massive spike. We saw it coming crashing back on down. Anything else that's huge for us? Anything else that's amazing? Not really, no. Let's watch CDT. Other than that, what are all just the best press releases over on this day? Or the best news? SPRC, HIND, CDT. These are all plays, again, we are aware of. Hottest movers over on the day right here, guys. Let me move myself back right now. Hottest movers over on the day. SPRC, Dek, do we need to trade this one? SPRC, fading and falling. We don't need it. HIND fading and falling. We don't really need it. Maybe if it spikes up towards $11 HIND, we can short that off the VWAP. That could be nice. CDT, that's the best press release today. So we ran into the number 3 top gainer overall, which is the number 1 best press release, CDT. SQFT, guys, no, don't need it. NFE right here. NFE, nope. IPM also, maybe we can keep on watch. Did have a press release last night. But again, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on probably HIND at the bell. HIND, number 2 top gainer. HIND, no news. HIND, $6 up to $18. I could imagine a little pop back up towards 11 and then maybe a short right back on down. So I'm kind of leaning towards maybe an HIND type of trade. All I've spent so far was $8 over on shorts. So, that's all I've spent so far on this day. And I'm trying to find a nice winner for us to see. And again, HIND shorts are going to cost $8 if I wanted to get 2,000 shares. So I'll get that just so I'm ready on that play in case it kind of ever gets that little bit of that pop and that spike and that move on up. All right, here, traders, let's get ourselves pumped. So I'm going to go over to HIND. Started this day 250 shares at a time. If that play ever started running up towards like, 1080 or anything like that at the bell. So guys, market's now live. Let's see what we can do on this day, huh? Let's see where, again, the buying volume can possibly take us towards. Let's see where the hype can possibly go on this day. I know, again, nearly every single stock that has spiked has come crashing all the way back on down. Nearly every single stock that has ripped on up has come crashing all the way back on down. We're seeing a lot of weakness. We're seeing a lot of fading. We're seeing a lot of ugliness. So, again, a lot of these plays, big rips, drops back on down. Big rips, drops back on down. GRRR. Dek, GRRR, a little bit of a rip. I like it. Gorilla Technology, thank you for the heads up over there, Sinister Trader. Whew. How's everyone doing today? Can I see a little energy in the chat room? Can I see a little enthusiasm? Can you drop a GIF? Can you show me how you're feeling? Can you get me with a good old Dekmar trades? Hit that thumbs up right now. Share this, retweet this. Guys, in 30 minutes from now, just about 30 minutes, we are going to have an interview with, again, the CEO of TradePath, an AI trading journal company. And again, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to learn about the AI. I'm excited to be able to learn about the trading journal. And again, guys, maybe give you guys some free stuff coming up. Maybe give you guys some free access coming on up. So if you guys are interested in some free access, if you guys are interested in a trading journal using AI, if you guys are interested in the AI industry whatsoever, 30 minutes from now, we're going to be having an absolutely awesome interview ahead. Ask questions, participate. It's going to be a blast. So, jacked up on that here, team. It's going to be one heck of a day. One heck of a morning. CDT, trying to get a little buying volume. Still watching for that HIND. Anyone see anything going crazy? IPM, a little bit of hype. IPM's going to have strong resistance up near the VWAP. Remember, we have a 100% success rate so far of stocks spiking and crashing. Nothing has spiked and held its gains yet. Right now, IPM is the one to keep your eyes peeled on. IPM is the one to keep your eyes peeled on at this moment. CWD also trying to get a little bit of hype. If CWD does spike and rip and run, strong resistance, strong platform at the price of 1130. So, strong resistance coming up at the price of around that 1130-ish mark if anyone is interested over there. Let's make sure, again, we're putting ourselves in the best positions possible, using our head. GV, hold it on up. Isn't GV one of the top gainers on the year? Or, no, I'm thinking about something else. GV, hold it on the upside, 160 up towards 220 over on GV. Let's just kind of give it a little check real quick. Any sort of news over on GV? GV, any sort of news here today? 9:30 this morning. Did this? Oh, this just came out with news, guys. Take a look at this. Just came out with news. 9:30. That was 3 minutes ago. Visionary Holdings announces a breakthrough strategic alliance with Yike Regenerative Medicine to unlock the $1 trillion cellular rejuvenation of aesthetic treatment market. Guys, whoever wrote this article right now, I'm gonna be honest. Whoever wrote this article, whoever like their PR guy in their company of GV deserves a raise. The reason why I say this is because how many fluff words are in this? How many fluff words are in this? They could literally just come out and says, hey, GV is announcing a breakthrough strategic alliance. That's the press release. Look how much fluff they put into this to try to make investors excited. They announce a breakthrough strategic alliance with Yike Regenerative Medicine. That's where it should end. But the PR guy in the company was like, to unlock $1 trillion cellular rejuvenation and the aesthetic treatment market of technology. It's like, okay, man, you're getting me a little gassed up right now. So this press release just came out at 9:30 a.m. over on GV. So maybe, again, GV is going to get a little bit of hype at this time. Let's put GV up on the top level 2 here. See what GV could possibly do at this moment. Hey, I appreciate that guy getting the word out. Getting the boys a little fired up in the locker room, eh? Saying, hey, you know what? We're gonna get a little crazy. Guys, what do you think on GV right now? GV with the spike, with this rip, with this run, with this hype here. With GV getting all of this action behind it. See, the thing is, though, and let's just be honest with each other, right? Is that have we seen any stock, right? Have we seen any stock so far, traders, spike and hold its gains? Now, this thing could definitely take on off, but we just have to realize that every single play that has gone on a big rip and run has come crashing on down. Every single one of them, okay? So do not be a person that says, Dek, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to hold it forever. I do think GV will go up. I do think GV will go up higher. But just understand that this is a play that can easily go up higher, and then at some point, whenever it is, just come dumping all the way back on down. So GV right here, traders. I want to see how much shorts are. How much are shorts over on this play? GV, I would want like 4,000 shares. Short this play. Let's inquire about this. Locate lowest. $20, guys. 4,000 shares for $20. That's worth it to me. Don't you guys think? $20 to be able to short this play and possibly be able to make, you know, who knows? Thousands, right? GV Dek, where could this one realistically get up towards? What's this old spiking high? $3? I would say like $2.90. So I'm going to say, you know, GV, where would I load up my shorts? I would say, again, 500 shares at a time over on GV. I'm thinking like, you know, 284 short, 288 short, 291 short, 296 short, right? I'm thinking 301 short. I'm thinking 309 short. I'm thinking, again, 314. So I'm basically trying to surround that $3 mark. That's what I'm interested on. maybe surrounding that $3 area. GV, guys, is going into another 5-minute hold. Another 5-minute hold. So another 5-minute hold right here. How's these other plays here, guys? CDT, anything? No? SPRC. SPRC is trying to get up towards $5 resistance, aka the 50-day moving average. HIND, IPM. Still watching all of these guys. And also, the S&P 500 will most likely not do anything until 2 o'clock today. 2 o'clock, we are going to be seeing hype. 2 o'clock, we are going to be seeing momentum. 2 o'clock, we are going to be getting some action. Also, a little side note here, traders. We are getting closer and closer and closer. Now, again, we are still 2 weeks away. But as we know, traders, 2 weeks from now, we are having the absolutely free 100% come on through New York City Trader Takeover, baby. Sponsored by Cobra Trading. So again, for anyone who does not know, October 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we are having a 100% free rooftop networking event. I'm telling all my following. Katie, telling all her following. Day Trade Professor is telling all his following. Wolf Financial telling them. Justin telling his following. Cobra Trading telling their following to say, hey, everyone, meet up at 2:30 in the 5th at 6 p.m. Cobra Trading is going to be giving out the first 100 wristbands to get free drinks and free food. If you aren't, again, part of the wristband crew to get free drinks and free food, you will just have to pay for your drinks and food. But we just wanted to set up a fun night for every single person to just be able to come out, not have to buy a $1,000 ticket, and be able to hang out, to be able to be in New York City on a rooftop, have some drinks, have some food, talk to other traders, talk to me, talk to Cobra, talk to Katie, talk to Wolf, talk to whoever, and be able to, again, just have a wonderful night. So if you guys are in the Northeast, if you guys are in New York City, if you're near that New York area, set your schedules right now. October 2nd, no ticket needed, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 2:30 in the 5th rooftop. All right? So we're excited about that. I'm telling everyone to come on through. And again, no ticket needed. There might be like a $20 cover charge to get onto the roof. But other than that, it's just going to be a fun, enjoyable night. So I hope to see every single person there. And that's going to be an absolute blast. So, want to make sure that you guys are all good here. So Cobra Trading sponsoring it. And as I said, they are going to be doing some fun giveaways. I'm going to be having some fun giveaways where, again, they are going to give us free drinks and free food for anyone with a wristband. So probably, I think, like first 25 people that show up are getting free drinks and free food. Also, on top of that, we're going to do some fun giveaways. All the people, like Katie and Cobra and Wolf, they're going to be doing some giveaways. So make sure you guys follow everyone there. SPRC, guys, getting a little bit of hype right now as well. SPRC, a little bit of hype at this time. We also, traders, little heads on up, have to get ready to pass the prop firm challenge. Let's not forget about that either. We got the prop firm challenge right here. Now, I don't believe, though, one-stop prop allows us to be able to trade during the FOMC meeting. We have to wait till the FOMC meeting ends. We can't hold it through an FOMC meeting. If anyone knows that for a fact, please let me know. Just so that we're all set here, ready to go. All right, guys, GV, still our top play here, guys. GV still number one. GV right now, 31% gain. And as we know, halted on news, $3 target. Now, every single play that we have seen spike this morning has dumped. I've shown you guys that, and that's why I'm looking for it. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Dek, why is he shorting the play? It just came out with good news. It's no. If you guys take a look, they literally even came out here this morning saying, what? Market conditions can change the way you trade. So far, we've seen 6 breakouts. Unfortunately, not one of them have held their gains. ASTI had news and dumped. HIND had news and dumped. SQFT, no news and dumped. IPM had news and dumped. CWD has news and dumped. SPRC, no news and dumped. All of these plays, traders, have had some sort of news or no news and dumped. RELI had news and dumped. If anyone is saying, Dek, why are you looking for a GV short? Nothing has held its gains yet. So I'm looking for a gap up, a spike, and then be able to reverse back on down in 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Let's see if we can get up towards around $3 and then get a nice little reversal back on down. I will be looking for shorts here coming on up and seeing if we can get filled and be able to reverse back on down, get a little bit of a red candle and make a little bit of money here. So I'm excited to see what we can do on this play. I'm excited to see if we are going to keep on moving up even more. We got up towards a high of 277 so far, and we're going to see if we can get possibly filled near a top and then reverse back on down. We are currently up 50% at this moment. Stock is starting to turn and fade. Uh-oh. So, guys, we got up to 277 as the top. Unfortunately, I did not get filled at 277. I did not have any 277 entries. My entry started in the 280s. Anyone get filled already? I mean, even if you got a 277 entry, that would have been absolutely fantastic. My entries are where? 280, 284, 288, 290, 296, $3. So, I mean, have the right idea. Have the right idea, right, guys? We came up to 277. I missed this dump by 40 cents. Now, again, that's an absolutely awesome play so far, even if you guys are just shorting that right there. Right? If you guys are just shorting that little move right there from 277 back on down, I mean, that was absolutely great, absolutely awesome. Now, Dek, could we keep on spiking? Let's see here. I'm going to kind of wait until we get closer towards that $3 mark to be able to look for some different entries. If we do spike, get all the way back up to 277, we might be seeing $3 plus. So you might want to wait until, like, you know, at this point, 320, 330, just little heads on up for you guys. So just be careful. You know, you might want to get rid of the 280s now, because if it gets up to 280s, it's now breaking a high and could squeeze. We like to hit that first initial high, not again come on up, get caught up in a short squeeze and go up even higher. So I'm going to get rid of my 280s and kind of wait for $3 or higher for my next possible shorts. GV, guys, still trying to push. GV still trying to push. GV trying to get a little bit of hype. Not getting that breakout just yet. If you guys are in on the short side, no harm whatsoever. Just don't allow it to hit that new high. Little heads on up, SPRC Dek. Where can I go here? SPRC, massive resistance at around 715. You do have 706, which is going to be the 200-day moving average, and you just have a lot of old resistance going across the board. Look at all these old upper shadows right around 715. 715, 720, $7, 715. So you just have a lot of resistance right around that $7 mark, guys. So again, SPRC, anything up towards $7 is going to be a very tough area to be able to break and keep on going through. So right now, traders, we are going to continue to keep our eyes peeled, watching and waiting to see if we can get that trade. If you guys got a nice little short right there, you guys are all set. So SPRC still solid. GV still has the potential to get that rip and run up above the 280 and get up towards around $3. Right now, the number 1 and number 2 top gainers are GV and SPRC. Just again confirming that over here. Yeah, top gainers SPRC, SPRC, and GV. Those are again the top 2 gainers right here. So doesn't matter where you're looking. Fox Hunter, Trade Ideas, Cobra. You guys could see. And then also GV did come out with the news at 9:30. That was the last press release that came out right when the market opened. So the market opened on up. You could see again, breakthrough is one of our keywords. Breakthrough and treatment. Those are 2 keywords I absolutely love. Breakthrough and treatment. And whenever they come, I always have them highlighted for me. So you can actually see right here, breakthrough, guys, is one of those keywords that I typed in. Breakthrough right there. And then treatment is also right here. So I always like to get highlighted on those words because those are usually 2 pretty big press releases. When you have a breakthrough and medical treatment, it usually brings an investment hype. Guys, little heads on up. GV is trying to squeeze here still. GV could easily get up towards $3 plus. I will not be shorting until $3 or higher. A little heads up for you guys, okay? So, Dek, how high can we get up towards? I would probably say 320 to 340 at this point. So, again, I want to spread out some orders, maybe up towards, again, the 330 mark. Go ahead and short up there. Get some more shorts, 334, 336, 338. I'll do a lower one, maybe at like 315, right? 322, maybe do one. So, I'm just kind of spreading out orders all around, where I think I could get filled on this play and be able to hit a nice high. So GV right now here, traders, still trying to push on up here a little bit more. Still trying to push on up here a little bit more. Still squeezing its way on up. How much more is left in the tank? We're getting halted. I'm still not in on this play just yet. You can see my live P&L. We are halted, though, at this moment. Stock is still trying to push, and this is why I'm happy I got rid of those shorts. Let me explain to you guys what I mean, because some people might be a little bit confused, okay? Let me show you guys what I mean right now. What I mean when I say be careful with like GV type of plays here is this is what I wanted. We saw GV initially move on up, okay? And I said, hey guys, I'm going to short right around 280. right? That's kind of where I started. 280 to 290, that's where I wanted to look for a short. And we had a stock that was halted right here. What did we see? We saw that the stock got unhalted, spiked on up, got up towards around 277, and then came back on down. Now, the thing is, traders, you want to get filled on that first initial spike and that reversal right here. This is where you want to get filled. Now, the issue is people leave their entries there, and then the stock moves its way back on up. Now, when you move your way back on up right here, what tends to happen? Well, right here, guys, is where we tend to see more of, oh, hey, here's an old top, here's an old top, I'm going to short, I'm going to short, I'm going to short, and this is where we tend to see short squeezes. So you can see, what is this, guys? This is a U-shaped breakout pattern. What you always want to do if you want to short is you usually don't want to short at, let's say, like a recent area of resistance, because that's where a lot of stop losses are at. That's where a lot of shorter entries are. And if it does tend to break, that's where you're going to go higher up than expected. So again, that's what you got to be careful of. So for me, I'm trying to think to myself, hey, if we have, let's just get rid of everything right now. If we have like this pattern where we have spike, dump back on down, spike back on up. Now what I'm looking for is, okay, hey, where's that new area where we are going to spike on up to? And then traders would then fall from there and then maybe come back on up, but we could be able to profit on this whole way. I'm not trying to profit, this. I'm trying to profit for this next move here. So again, right now we do have GV gapping on up. Let's see how high an old, like the next old spiking high area can be. So again, we have about 3 minutes until this opens on up here, team. We do have a lot of resistance. What, 330? We have some resistance. If it breaks through 330, 376, I kind of like this area. I think this would be the best area. And what I really like about this is I like old upper shadow, body of the candle, 360, 370. I would say let's do orders anywhere, but anywhere from 340 or higher. I think 340 and higher is a good area, all the way up towards maybe like 370. I think that would be like the best thing for us, where I think we could have, a lot of safety and, we could feel good about that play. So let's go. We can go like a 344 order. We can go up towards like a 349 order. We could go up towards a 355. We can go up towards a 360, right? A 364. And it's always better, the higher you get filled, the better chance of having a better entry. So I have no problem doing some low entries just so I get something. But at the same time, guys, I would rather try to surround myself with much higher entries where I can feel great, like, okay, hey, this is going to be awesome. I'm getting filled at these higher marks. I'm getting filled at these higher price points. So right now we do have GV up 92%. Stock has gone from 170 up to 320. And again, how can we feel confident? We can feel confident by knowing. And again, this can easily change. But every single stock that has spiked, ASTI spiked and came crashing on down. INHD has spiked, came crashing on down. SQFT has spiked. There has not been one stock today, even RELI, has not been able to spike and hold up its gains. Spike, and again, come crashing on down. So GV, it's just, again, trying to figure out when's the top. Where's the top? Can we be able to be smart here? Now, the thing is, team, I'm not saying buy in on GV and just hold forever, but I am saying get involved in GV. If we're wrong, let's move on. And that's how stock trading works. If you're wrong, you move on. If you're incorrect on the play, you get out of the play. Right? That's all it is. If you're incorrect on the play, you get out of the play. If you're incorrect on the stock, you say, you know what? It's not doing what I thought it would do. Let me, again, go ahead and be a smart trader and look for something else. So we do have GV at this moment, looking to see how much higher this one's going to go. Obviously, right now, think on your end, your risk tolerance. What's your risk tolerance, guys? The higher I set orders for shorts, the less likely they are to be filled. But if I do get filled, the more higher percentage chance it's going to fall on down. If I get filled on GV after a 150% spike, has a better chance of fading and falling than a 92% spike. So the thing is, it's always great to try to find that balance. How high can this go on up that's not unrealistic, but I could still get filled and feel comfortable? So right now here, traders, I do have short orders. Again, I'm looking for, again, like 360, 370, looking for shorts. We're coming live in 3 seconds here. Let's see if we're going to get filled and make some money. Here we go, and we are going to another 5-minute hold. So we're going to a back-to-back 5-minute hold at this time. We have a lot of time to be able to figure this play on out. Now, some people might say, Dek, I think GV is going up to $5, and that's fine. For me here, traders, I will let you guys know, I'm setting my orders. Probably if we get above the price of like $3.90, I'm probably going to cut out and just say, not really doing what I wanted to do. So again, $3.90 is kind of my stop loss because I know if we break 4, we could easily squeeze up to 5. So just kind of want to throw that out there for every single trader. We do have our interview starting on up here very shortly. Interview starting on up. Get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Get ourselves excited. SPRC guys still has room to go up towards that 200-day moving average as well. Is there anyone here thinking that, GV's, is anyone here on the long side on GV saying, Dek, GV, I'm going long here? Is anyone saying that? I know, again, I'm talking about shorts, but is anyone saying right now, hey, Dek, I'm going to put let's reverse this situation. Dek, I'm going to put a dip buy opportunity at the price of 277. Dek, I think that this play is going to open on up, maybe get a quick crack back down to 280, 270, 290, and maybe get a dip buy before the next leg on up. And that's the beautiful thing of stock trading. There are going to be people right now that are going to buy the stock the moment it opens on up at 320. There's going to be people that are going to put dip buy orders back down towards around 290. There's going to be people that are going to be looking for shorts up near around $4. There's going to be people that are going to sit on their hands. Traders. And that's what's so amazing about stock trading. You could be average at a ton of different things, or you could be great at one thing, right? Some people say, I love dip buying. I don't want to buy the stock at the top. It could keep on going. I'm going to wait for a pullback, try to get a dip. Some people are going to say, hey, Dek, I want to look for shorts. I know all these plays have spiked and dumped on down today. We have the FOMC meeting coming on up. I'm expecting this one to come crashing back on down as well. Some people might say, whatever. But again, find what you're confident in. You don't have to short just because I'm shorting. You don't have to, again, just go ahead and dip buy it because of FOMO. You could, again, say, hey, Dek, I want to buy this when it opens on up. I think it's going up to $5. As long as you have a game plan, I will never disagree with you. If you are saying to yourself, well, I'm going to buy it, and I say, why are you buying it? And you say, well, because it's going up really fast and I think other people are going to buy it, that's an awful game plan. But if you said, hey, Dek, I'm going to buy this play right when it opens on up, and you say, it did just come out with a press release, has to do with cryptocurrency, stocks, it's the only option on this day. I am going to have a stop loss at $3 because I am aware that it has a 92% gain already. But at the same time, I do think momentum's going to continue, and I'm actually going to sell probably around $4. If that's your game plan, that's amazing. Because the person that says, well, I'm buying it just because everyone else is buying it, they're completely lost. You saying, I'm buying it recognizing the risk but understanding the reward, that's, again, completely different. Right? So, that's what I want you guys to get. That's what I want you guys to gauge, is there's so many different ways to trade this. So SPRC here, traders, and I mean, we definitely still have that potential of that hype and that momentum and that volume and that good stuff right here. So how much higher can this play really get up towards? It seems like we could open on up with a quick rip, quick run, quick buying volume. I'm even thinking about putting orders high, and maybe again shifting it up a little bit higher. Why not, right? Rather stay a little safe. Putting orders up higher. Nothing wrong with high orders. High orders, less chance of getting filled, but a better chance if you are filled that the stock's going to reverse and dump and fade and fall. So right now, team, we got 30 seconds till the stock opens on up. Get yourselves excited. Get yourselves ready to go. Let's have ourselves a day. Let's have ourselves some fun. Shout out to everyone joining us over on YouTube today. You guys are fantastic, absolutely beautiful. I love you. I love you with all my heart. Shout out to everyone watching over on X today. You guys are fantastic, amazing in every single way. Absolutely jacked on up and excited. Shout out to everyone watching over on Tradecaster. It's going to be an amazing day ahead. You guys are incredible. Team, we got 10 seconds till this market opens on up. You guys can see live P&L. I only had one trade today. I kept a very tight little loss. But let's see if I do get filled over on this next move. And I'm going to be looking to get filled up near $4. So traders, let's see if we get there. So we got up to 354 so far. Let's see if we keep on going. Not filled yet. Not filled yet. Again, I'm looking to get filled up high, closer towards $4. We got up towards 360 at this time. 360 top. If anyone's on the short side right now, 360, 355 is incredible entries. As you guys know, I'm waiting a little higher. Guys, I'm filled right now, 1,500 shares. I'm filled 1,500 shares, 381 cost basis. I'm going to be looking up towards $4 area. Okay? I'm in right now, 381, 1,500 shares at this time. Going to see if we get a reversal and some sort of fade. I'm going to let this rock out for a little bit here. I did not get filled with every single entry, just a little heads on up, but I am getting filled with a lot of them. Just got filled with some more entries, 386 new cost basis. 386 new cost basis. I am filled with a good chunk of change right here. I have 3,000 shares total. 3,000 shares total looking for the reversal. 3,000 shares total in at the price of 388. 388 cost basis, looking to sell back down to the 360s. Right now, guys, I'm in on this play. 388 cost basis, looking for the first red candle, first reversal, looking for $4 to hold up strong. Let's see if we can get a drop, guys. Again, $300, $400 right now. See if we can get a nice red candle back on down. See if we get to 460, 800. Guys, locking in profits. $420. All right, guys, I'll take it. $420 in profit. Amazing job. Amazing work. We, again, got filled right around that $4 region. 3,000 shares. Could have made a little bit more. Stock is starting to fade and get a little bit ugly at this time. And good job for everyone right there. So, again, able to put myself up a little over $300 on this day right here over on GV. Things are getting a little crazy. Things are getting a little wild right there. Shout out to everyone that went on the long side to $4. Shout out to everyone who shorted at $4. So we had, again, both sides right here, team. Sides where we had, again, buyers moving on in, and sides where we had shorters moving on in, putting ourselves back up into the green and able to make ourselves some money. Congratulations on both sides there. And that's, again, I think an absolutely beautiful thing. An absolutely beautiful thing where, again, people said to themselves, you know what? I'm watching. I'm getting myself, again, involved here. So awesome, 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 guys. And I think it's cool that, you know, both of us were able to win if you were on the long side or the short side. But here comes that drop, guys. Oh, here comes the inevitable fade, the sell-off right here. Yuccaroni, guys. Dek, what if you kept on holding? Again, if I kept on holding, I'd be up like $3,000 at this moment. But the thing is, traders, again, I cannot tell the future. All I'm doing at this moment is saying to myself, you know what? I'm going to take profits when I have them. GV, massive sell-off, massive dump. Shout out to everyone, again, making that money. So, awesome, awesome work. Guys, big sell-off, big dump. Shorted it right next to the top. We did get up towards around that 410-ish mark. But now, again, GV, again, came crashing back on down. And it's exactly as what we had before, you know, what Fox Runner wrote on out. You know, again, this helps me set the tone. Right? Understanding market conditions. Please read. No stocks with news are holding their gains. This came out at 8:22 this morning. By 8:15, we've seen 6 breakouts. Unfortunately, not one single one of them have held their gains. Essentially, what we are seeing in this morning, our investors are buying stocks of press releases. After the initial spike, they lock in their profits quickly. These quick profit taking is leading to momentum shifting to the seller side, and a steep sell-off occurs. How should you trade? Early. Either get in early when you see news, or wait for momentum to shift and then look to short. Spike on up, get in early, or wait for the short. Get on in early or wait for the short. Get on in early or wait for the short. Get on in early or wait for the short. Get on in early or wait for the short. Get in early or wait for the short. We could see RELI. RELI came out with a hot press release at around 9 o'clock. Get in early or wait for the short. GV again, get in early or wait for the short. Well, Dek, how can I get in early? Well, guys, we all saw this. GV came out with a press release where right here at 9:30. As long as you have the news scanner, as long as you have Fox Runner, it literally says GV, and it has a voice alert for breakthrough treatment. We all talked about this at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. There was also a different alert right here at 9:30 in the morning. So every single person can be involved in GV at $2 or $2.40 or $2.50 before it runs up to $4. Then again, as we ran up to $4, that's where we started saying to ourselves, hey, let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and see the stock, be able to fade and fall here. So that's all it was, guys. Trying to make sure we're doing everything smart and safe. All right, traders. Amazing, amazing, amazing. GV here, traders. Looks like it's getting that nice sell-off. Looks like, again, a lot of weakness is here. Semo Trader, Deck just made $450 off your alert. Awesome. Brownlow, Deck crushed it. Awesome. Bob Adams, Deck, I just made $1,400. Awesome. I mean, guys, I love this. I mean, when I see like this type of stuff, you know, Bob Adams just made $1,400. Everything looking beautiful right now. Love it. Semo Trade just made, again, $450 right there. Let's go, baby. Give you a little kissy face. Right? You're the man, Deck. Getting better every day. Let's get it. Muscle sign, baby. Great job. Active. I love you. Money sign, baby. Semo Trader right here. Got in at 410 out of 364 with, again, 1,000 shares. Nice little $400, $500 profit. Boom, baby. Right? Shout out to you. Good job for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are over on YouTube, you guys want to watch me trade every single day, make sure you guys sign on up. I'm live over on Tradecaster every day. Free 7-day pass so that you guys are all good. But we are actually getting ourselves ready, guys. Getting ourselves ready for the next, again, what? We have, again, the CEO interview. We have the AI of Trading Journal coming on in. So I'm actually, again, fired on up. Once we get that all locked up and ready to go, we are going to kick this on off and have an interview with the CEO of Trading Journal AI. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Trade Path AI. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited. I'm rambling on right now because I'm a little jacked up from that trade. Excited to see you guys make money. Well, Deck, what's up next? What's up next is, I mean, this one could open on up and easily just dump. I would say if this one does get any little pop, maybe a quick little move back up towards like 3. I'm thinking about maybe doing another little trade, doing a quick little pop back up towards the VWAP. VWAP is 317. So I'm thinking about maybe a short at 317. Shares. Oh, 500 shares. 317 short. 316 short. 319 short. Guys, we're live right here. If I get a little pop back up to the 320 mark, I'll short it. That's right back up towards the VWAP. I don't know if we're going to get there, though. It might just crash all the way back on down. We might not even get there. This thing might crash all the way back on down. But if I get a quick little like 320 touch, I'm going to look for a 320 touch and try to make, you know, another 80 bucks, 90 bucks, push myself up over $100, $500 on the day. So we might hit that VWAP. If we hit that VWAP, we could, again, hit it and reverse right back on down. The VWAP's at 316, so I'm not going big. This is a smaller trade, guys. Little heads up. Smaller trade to try to get filled and crash back down under $3. Man, we hit 316. I didn't get filled. Did you guys get filled there? I don't know about that, sir. We came up to the 314. Look at see that upper shadow right there? That upper shadow says we came up towards 316. I have orders on this, as you guys know, 316, 317, 319, right at that VWAP. Never got filled on those. That would have been an absolutely perfect entry, crash back on down and be able to make a little bit of money. We might get filled here now, but as I said, if we come back up towards it, we might pop above it. So I actually don't want to get filled. Again, we don't only want the first one. The first one's always the best one, guys. So let's make sure that we're all set here, ready to rock and roll. Also, traders, it is currently 10:05 a.m. at this time. I'm going to turn off the music and get ourselves ready to go because I got a feeling Justin is going to be coming on in here any moment from, again, Trade Path AI, and we are going to have an interview with the man himself and be able to break it all on down. So, traders, let's bring him on over. He just, again, entered, so let me get this all set. Turn up the volume on his end.
You guys hear me? Are we good?
Hold on, I got you right now, buddy. 1 second.
Perfect.
All right, you are here. Justin, you are live over here over on Tradecaster, over on X, over on YouTube. How you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Awesome.
How's the morning going for you guys?
I'm looking forward to this one today because this is a big one. This one's something that a lot of people have been asking about and requesting because I've been bringing up, you know, your trading journal and the AI. And the thing is, like, people want to know more about that, as in, like, how is AI changing the game for us? Like, how is AI changing it for investors? How is AI changing it on Wall Street, especially with the trading journal? Like, how is it being incorporated? And where did you come up with the idea to say, all right, with this new technology, let's put it for investors?
Yeah, I mean, it really all started when I started just looking at my day-to-day life and kind of the cycle with AI, I personally believe with AI, we're almost in a sort of golden age similar to, in the past. And honestly, I think it's probably bigger than the actual golden age in which we had and the opportunities that we have with AI. I don't know if you've ever read like a lot of the papers with AI, but the growth and the trajectory in which we can accomplish as a, society with AI is terrifying, and it's also very opportunistic. So I've been trading personally for 5 years. And so when I started to look at AI with, day-to-day tasks and looking at it with how can I optimize specific things in my already existing businesses and what would I want to build as a trader that could eventually help me. And I also would look at, my own students and also just people that struggle online. I think everybody struggles with the same problems. And a lot of what I've found is the problem is, there's plenty of access of education on YouTube, on, anywhere. There's a lot of trading education. I think the problem isn't education. I think the problem is traders actually developing their edge and knowing what they should be doing and doing those things. And I think that's really the hard part is like I think a lot of traders get to a point where they know what they need to do and they just don't do it. So a lot of what we're building with TradePath and some of the things that we're working on right now that's coming in the next around 2 months or so is wanting to automate that process, because currently right now, a lot of other journals, it's just basically, here's your data and figure it out. Like, oh, it's fancy. You can connect your broker here, log in with your TradeOvate account and we'll show you your data. That's really great. That's cool. But in my opinion, that's not fixing any problem. Where it's like, if I'm a trader and I'm struggling and I connect my data, you think I don't know that I'm losing, and you're just showing it back to me that I'm losing. So what we want to do is, obviously, one of the things I can't say, because obviously for competitors, you guys will see in the next couple months. But what we're going to end up doing is building the gamification process with AI. So what we're doing is we're creating predefined, areas of statistical imbalances where it says basically, if you end up falling between this, we're going to end up looking at every trade you take. And we're also building something to watch you trade, sneak peek. That's like later on. But what it's going to end up doing is I want you to trade. Like, the more that somebody does trade, the more that we will build their edge. And I think the problem with a lot of people is, even myself when I first started trading, is as soon as you continue to look for what other people are trading and what other people are doing, you lose your own edge, because you don't end up actually building conviction in your own model, because you're constantly trying to look at like, oh, what did this person take? What did this person take? And I think that's the social media space that we've created with trading right now. And so what we want to do is we want to say, I want you to trade in your environment. And let's say we have now a trader who's traded 50 trades in the last month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever that is. We're able to clearly identify, and the trader is able to, build their strategy within the platform. We're able to help modify their strategy based off of their success, the times in which they're most successful, the times in which they're least successful, what's the news in which they're successful on, their specific strategy. The AI actually learns by their own note taking, and we're actually building the note taker to watch them trade. So what's going to happen is the AI is going to learn the terminology, and everybody asking me, it's like, well, what happens if the trader's wrong? I don't care if they're wrong. I care what's making somebody money. And that was the question that I got asked from one of my buddies, where it's like, if you're inputting your strategy, how does the AI know what, buy side is or this or that? Because you're ending up giving it the data and the analysis for it. And its job is to make you more money and make you more profitable by telling you where you're the most successful and where you're the least successful. So overall, I think AI is an incredible tool, especially for traders, and building the systems to help the trader, push them to recognize what's actually making them money, because a lot of the times we can, traders need to be in a very longevity-based mindset. And when we fall out of that longevity-based mindset and we, stay on the chart for too long, all of the progress that we end up getting built, we kind of take a couple steps back from those times when we fall out of that longevity-based mindset. So what we're building at TradePath is not only, a journal for traders to use. It's not only something that we're building in the past that I can't say, or something that we're building in the future that I can't say, but also building the tools to identify problems, show the trader, say, hey, this is something we identified. This is something that is the problem. Here's where you're most successful. Let's create a rule to cut this out so that we can then track the data. Okay, we now did a week where we cut out this one rule that we can see is causing you failure. Here's the data in which showed is it actually improving your trading or not. Where we're identifying those things and then giving the user the straightforward answer, not just here's your data, figure it out.
No, I love that. I think that is absolutely, so important and so awesome. So I think what a lot of people want to know right now is they want to see it. They want to see, the features and what it can be able to do. So is it possible for you to be able to screen share and kind of show
course.
us, what this AI is all about and, what really makes you guys different from everyone else? Because, obviously you could sit here and say AI, but we want to be able to see it like in effect, because I know every single person that's listening right now, they're taking time the other day to be like, how can this benefit my life? I want to be able to see how legitimate this is. So I want you to just be able to kind of go off and show like the hard work that you guys have been putting, because I've seen it already. And even from the things that I've put in over on my Trade Path journal, it's been so beneficial. I think, again, because I get caught up, I really do. And maybe it's slight ego where everyone starts winning, and then you start getting to that mindset where you're like, oh, hey, I'm never going to lose. And then you do lose once, and then you're kind of taken back by it, and you're saying, why did I lose? So I do think it's so important to know why you win. It's so important to get that little pat on the back. But again, everywhere we go nowadays, we always get that little pat on the back. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's great when, again, we struggle a little bit and we have a trial and we get an answer from it. We're not being accepted for, again, having wrongs and losses in the stock market. We're understanding how we can benefit from this. And now, again, we won't have these trials in the future. So I'm just going to let you, again, kind of speak and do your thing and show all the amazing features of this journey.
Yeah. And before I get into it, it's funny you said that, because our AI, which we call it Sage, the journal is basically built in. We have a full AI chatbot that you can ask questions with. But like that's what we made it for, is like to not cheat yourself. Like if you're doing something wrong, it will call you out for doing something wrong. And like, it's not like ChatGPT where it's just supposed to be a yes man so you can stay on the platform more. Like our job is to help and improve the trader. So
I like that. They don't give you little ribbons for losing. They're like, hey, you know what? You suck. Let's figure it out.
Well, if you lost and you followed all your rules, it's going to clarify that. It'll say, hey, you lost this day, but you followed all your rules. We want to focus on building good habits. Like you want to, take this day as a W, because that's like literally on this strategy page. All of the green and red days are marked just by rules. So like this is a test account where I'll continue to add trades into it and test features. We have a lot of other things that we're working on that we kind of are journaling with right now. But anyway, I'll kind of run you through it. So
yeah, go for it.
I'll be 100% transparent right now. What we are building is going to change a lot of this entire process, because we're building something that hasn't been done before, where you won't really even need to possibly journal, because blah, 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 blah. Let me run you through this though. So you basically have your dashboard. We're building a bunch more widgets literally right now that gets pushed probably tomorrow or the next day, where this will be fully customizable. In fact, I can show you that at the end of this walkthrough as well. But this is like a clear snapshot of just your data. But again, like we said, right, we don't want to just be, here's your data, let's figure it out. But this is an opportunity for you to be able to see your calendar, your overall win percentage, your net P&L. You can change, the overall today, yesterday, this week, last 7 days, last 30 months, all time. And then the process of journaling a trade looks something like this. So the first things first, when a user gets on the platform, we want to push the user to add some sort of rules or some sort of strategy. Now, we classify this as trade rules and day rules. So basically my trade rules is, what am I using to actually like enter a setup? When I'm looking at the market, for me, I trade ICT. So I'm looking for liquidity manipulation, confident draw on liquidity, change in the state, SMT potentially. And those are the things in which I'm looking for within the market. So I add these all as a trade rule. Now a day rule might look like, 5K max loss on the day, no trading on No News Monday, something like that. So when I come in here, I can go in and add my rules so that when I do go to log trade, I'm able to check off those rules here if I am following them. And then you're able to see, okay, well, where am I falling short? How does me actually following my rules equate to me being more successful? So like, literally at the top, we put these two things here. Realized win percentage, what's your actual win percentage? And then when you do follow all of your rules, this is your win percentage. So I can clearly see right now, when I do follow my rules, I have an 88% win rate, right? So at the bottom, we have the habit calendar. And then this is where we kind of have something cool, which is our TradeSage AI notes. It might actually be having problems while we're trying to fix something, which isn't good. I'll message devs right now. But overall, going back to the log trade, I kind of want to run you through the log day and log trade page. So when I end up taking a trade, what I normally do in the process of this, which will end up changing, is you can do this manually or through broker connection. So in the settings, we have a couple brokers that we've been adding, and we're continuing to work on adding more, like MetaTrader and some other ones. But we have TradeStation, TradeOvate, NinjaTrader, CT Trader, so you can basically connect those. You can also add like TopStep X. TopStep X, you can basically export your data, import it into the program as well. We're also kind of like, we know what traders like too. So we also kind of added a full like customization feature where you can change all the colors and stuff like that. That's, you know, something on the side. But when we go to our log day page, this is kind of where the first kind of step is when I am journaling a trade. Now, this is basically the snapshot of my day. So let's say I took a couple trades during the day. Now, if I connect my broker, all of those trades will be listed on the top right of the screen under this trade list. So if I want to journal a trade, I can go up here and click journal. I can add it manually if I want, or do it, you know, through a broker connection. But what I'll normally do is I'll be looking at the market and I'll say, okay, you know, I want to go back and I want to actually, you know, I want to be able to look at the setups in which I'm taking. So we make it super easy where you can literally just take a snapshot. I'll just take snipping tool. So I'll normally just go like this, copy, go back, and I'll just paste it in here. Now, normally you can label these as like timeframes is what I normally do. And then you can classify this as whatever it is, right? Futures, NQ. This is where your strategy dropdown is. So when you go to the strategy page and you create different strategies, whether you have one specific model or you have a bunch of different models that you're trading, you can then check off, you know, were those followed, were those not followed? The date, the overall side, was this a long, was this a short? What was the quantity of contracts, stop loss, time of trade? And then down here, you have notes. So what we're also building on this page, which goes live tomorrow as well, is this will be full template based. So you can basically, you know, write specific things here. So when you go back, you'll easily be able to fill it in. All of these limits will be templatable, so you can add your own and also take away things that you don't want to track. And overall, every time you go to this page, if you're, you know, always taking NQ trades, it'll already be kind of set up for that template. So you're able to just journal it. And then down here, I can rate the setup. Emotional slider, which we're continuing to build out. I think it's too basic right now. It needs to be a little bit more in depth on, you know, what is it a good emotion, right? Like sometimes a smiley face, excellent, is kind of maybe not what we would want. So we want to build this out and make it a little bit more. This was like something that we added in beta. We're just, you know, working on a lot of other things while we're fixing it. But when this gets journaled, I click submit. It'll take me back to the log day page. And this is where I can check my log day rules too. So if I followed my 5K max loss, no trading on No News Monday, whatever, I'll be able to see my, you know, stats for the day, any more notes or any more screenshots that I want to add, and then I can just click submit, and it'll basically add to my dashboard. Now, on the TradeStage AI, this is kind of where once you have an actual data set and you, let's say, have been journaling for, you know, a couple weeks to a month or whatever that is, you have your strategy, you're able to have your data. What you can really start to use is TradeStage to really start to find the nitty gritty of specific things. So we have a list of predefined questions, but you can also ask it whatever. So some of the questions that we have is like, give me a breakdown of my trading. What brings me the most success in my trading? Where am I the most profitable? Where am I the least profitable? How can I improve my trading? So like, for example, I'll click, where am I the most profitable? And we'll see what it gives me. The one that I did earlier was, what are my best days? Friday, August 1st, your single best day, 14,000 from one high conviction short on NQ. You followed your process perfectly, waited for internal high to get taken, scaled appropriately, and had the discipline to hold 102 minutes. You acknowledge you could have made 22K if you held longer. So what the thing is too is like we are taking what you're writing. And so another thing that we're building internally, this shouldn't be taking this long, apologize. But we want to build voice memos, and I think the traders speaks the most fluently within their knowledge based off of them actually just talking about their trading, which is also why we're building the note taker. But let me refresh this. I know that we're working on this. So if both the AI is not working, then that's just my fault.
I do know you guys are doing those updates right now and everything.
Yeah, we're pushing massive updates literally every week. So that's really unfortunate though that this isn't working right now, because we've been transferring over and trying to push this update. I'll message the dev literally right after this. But we'll kind of read through these past ones while this is kind of fixing. But Wednesday, Friday, these are kind of giving my notice a pattern. Your best days all share high conviction setups, proper risk management, patience to let trades develop, and most importantly, you avoided over trading. You made more in these 4 days than in your 27 trades combined. So let's kind of do, what else did I talk about here? So strategy enhancement, when we talk about like data performance breakdown, Your trading shows clear performance patterns but lacks formal strategy tracking. Your best setups occur when you wait for SMT confirmation and proper change in the state, like June 13 short with a 4.329 planned RR, while the weakest performance come from early entries and emotional trading in warning zones. Data. Risk reward profile. Your planned RR on quality setups average 3 to 4, but realized RR drops to 2.17 because you consistently exit early out of fear. The September 4th trade shows you're risking 8,955 for minimum gains when you break rules versus 7,000 risk for 4,230 gains when following process. Data trade frequency versus performance. You've taken 31 trades with 53% win rate, but your best trades or best days Friday plus 29 dramatically outperform your worst days. You're over trading on low probability setups instead of waiting for high conviction opportunities, right? So it's basically just straight up telling me what the problem is. And it's being able to see that based off of the rules I'm checking out and what I'm also typing. So anything that I go back and, like, for example, if I look at a previous trade on here, every note that I have is the AI is learning my strategy from it. So the more that you're able to describe the day, how you felt, and be honest with it, almost treating it like a diary, the more that the AI learns your strategy and knows specifically your problems. You know, what are you normally falling into? Why are you falling into those problems? And what we're going to build into this, what I currently use right now, but just through a third-party source, is like Whisper. So I don't sit here and like type a bunch of stuff. What I'll do is, and on what we're building into it is just a voice note feature where on my basically laptop or my desktop right now, I can just do a command. Going into the day, I was really, really bearish. Overall, I waited for market open. When market ended up opening, we ended up going higher, taking out London lows. I felt pretty good. All right, we ended up taking out London highs. I felt pretty good this morning. One of the things that I was a little bit concerned about is we did end up putting in a bullish SMT that kind of got in the way of this. So my conviction did die a little bit, but I did end up taking this trade with a little bit less size because of it. So once the change in the state ended up getting put in, I ended up entering short. I made sure not to move my stop loss because you've been continuously telling it, and I knew that that was something that has been holding me back a little bit. This trade ended up playing out perfectly all the way back. I think the rights and wrongs that I did in this trade was overall followed my process. It was my setup that I was looking for. Now, the wrongs is I maybe could have taken it off a little bit early. Even though I didn't move my stop, I did take it off early, and I could have let it go to my full TP. And then basically just talk into it. This didn't even work. Oh, my goodness. Well, this isn't even in our app, though. Hello, hello, hello. Is my whisper working? Wow. But anyway, so going to trade log, this is just a page where you kind of have your overall just panels that you can easily see your day. And then statistics, you can overall see specific things in your trading if you want to. So like if I want to show all the trades that I've taken on a Monday, it'll show me all the trades that I've taken on a Monday. I can easily go back and view the trades. I'm way more less profitable on a Monday because no news Mondays, which is recently a rule that was added. If I want to go back to statistics, I can say, you know, show me my specific models where, you know, maybe ES, NQ, my symbols, show me the trades that I, you know, the contracts traded when I took, you know, less size versus more size, trade comparison, which is the duration of the time. Show me trades that I took that were less than an hour long. And it'll show me all the trades that I took less than an hour long, and I can easily go back. Oh, let me go see this trade, and I can easily go back and continue to, you know, revise it and look through it. And then one thing that we did add, like at the start, that we want to continue to build out is we worked with a professional that like has done meditation for, you know, 10 years or so. And we built a guided meditation for traders. Now, what it really is focused to do when we were, you know, working with her is to get traders to be present within the market. I think a lot of the times the most problems that traders have is kind of when we're on autopilot. And we're not really thinking straight, where we're kind of just so zoned out. We're just maybe taking a bunch of trades for no reason. So this is about getting present in the moment, not focused on making money, but focusing on following our process, recognizing the market, being an observer for everything in which we're looking at. And overall, that's kind of the main foundation. We do have a journaling page and more statistics to be able to just look at all of the trades in a library for them. But I'm going to be completely honest. Like right now, this app will look very, very different in 2 months because of just how much we're building and how much we're working on it. Like even just from looking at this, I think it's nowhere near where I want it to be, and what we're continuously, you know, pushing towards. But I'm very happy with the foundation in which, you know, we've built, and overall the feedback that we've gotten from everybody that's been using it, and, you know, how fast we're growing has been really, really cool to see. But my job is to give use like we want to take in as much user feedback as possible, what people like, what people don't like, all of the bugs. Like every single time somebody in the Discord chat talks about a bug, like our devs are immediately on it fixing it. A couple features that are that I just talked about that are coming is like widgets for the entire dashboard, our overall Session Buddy product that's being built right now, which we'll get into and talk about in a future session. But overall, like that's really the main foundation. Is it's an opportunity for traders to take time, because if you're not tracking your data, you really don't know what to improve and what not to improve. And a lot of the times we're trying to guess and say, okay, well, I always analogize this as traders kind of have a mental ladder where we kind of go 2 steps up, 2 steps back down, 2 steps back up, and we're trying to like get to a positive point in our brain where it's like, okay, we're pushing forward here, we're pushing the ball forward. And in reality, a lot of that just comes from a lack of understanding about their own trading, because trading, like I said, is a longevity-based game, and we need to have data to support our edge. We need to have data to support everything in which we're doing. And if we aren't tracking it and taking the time to reflect on our own decision making, a lot of the time, those problems aren't going to get fixed. We're going to continue to make the same mistakes over and over again because we're not taking the time to actually reflect on what we're doing.
No, I love that. Do you mind if we have some questions? Do you mind if I just hit you with some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so let's go through all of these and basically hit you with them. All right, so some questions that we have is, number one, does it auto sync with your trading account, including Lightspeed or E-Trade or whoever? I had this issue when trying a different trading log with TradeZella. They wouldn't, have any sort of syncing.
So what were the brokers that he said?
So just, he put Lightspeed.
I haven't heard of Lightspeed. So what our goal is we want to add as much as possible. So yes, you can seamlessly connect through a broker, but we currently do not support E-Trade. So to tell you guys a little bit of like the process of how it works, we have to reach out to a broker and basically curate a deal to use their API. So some brokers are way more expensive, some are not that expensive. It all depends on overall what's the majority of what people want, so we can continue to add those brokers. Currently, right now, we offer TradeStation, Trade08, NinjaTrader, CT Trader, and TopStepX. E-Trade is one of the ones we're working on. MetaTrader is one of the ones we're working on, and some other ones. But yes, you can seamlessly connect, but if it aligns with your broker, which we're going to continue to add over time.
Another one was, what's your biggest advantage over other trading journals such as TraderView or TradeZella?
Currently, right now, I would say the biggest thing is overall usability. Like, I think a lot of other journals are trying to like add all of these features where it's like, oh, here's your same data, but looking at it in a different way. Here's a bunch of random tools to look at the exact same things. And I think it's a lot of unnecessary. Like, for me as a trader, I want to know plain and simple, like, where am I falling short and what do I need to improve on? I don't need to be, go in and look at the same exact, data over and over and over again, where this is just, we want to keep it super simple, because at the end of the day, like, the job is to help the trader, not to make a product that is like so overly complex or unreasonable where it doesn't really make sense. Like, we want to keep the UI clean, make giving the data to the user extremely easy. Now, in 2 months, we will have a product that nobody else has, which also will fix the problem of broker API connection. You will not need a broker API as long as you are using TradingView. If you trade on TradingView, we will be able to take the data from TradingView of the trades that you are taking and log it seamlessly and your entire session.
That's awesome. No, very, very, very cool. How does the gamification look like? Is it like a game where you can get ranks and badges for complying with the setup rules, and if your equity curve is growing? Question mark.
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now we're building out a couple of things, right? So we really like the idea of having public leaderboards and ELO. So basically, if anybody's ever played chess has an ELO system. So we want to build a public leaderboard of ELO based off of traders that are, taking into account a couple different things. So currently right now we have trade path score, which is win percentage, profit factor, win-loss, consistency, and rule adherence. Now, we want to tie that in also with now P&L, consistency, which is already on this, but more so P&L and having a public leaderboard with gamification. Now, that's one thing. That's public. That's kind of like on the bottom end. I care more about like the gamification that's going to improve a trader. So when we build Session Buddy, which is coming in the next couple months, what is going to be tied to that is gamification of saying it all comes down to what needs to be fixed. So we're not going to be having gamification for just gamification. The gamification comes when there's a problem. And we can help you fix that problem through gamification, which is giving rewards, tracking statistics, showing a dashboard specifically almost as like challenges and missions almost, where it's like, hey, your mission this week is only take 2 trades every single day. Like only take 2 trades max. And you don't even have to take 2 trades every single day, but 2 trades max on the day. We see that over the last 3 weeks, every day that you take more than 2 trades ends up decreasing your profitability by 30% or whatever that is, right? We want to track for a week that we're now going to add this rule that matches and checks off what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And then at the end of that week, once we can complete that mission, and it'll track like, okay, 1 day followed. 2 days were put into the mission, 3 days were put into the mission, 4 days. And then at the end of it, it'll give you a breakdown of that mission that you had and how it impacted your statistics. And if you want to continue to keep that rule in place going forward.
Reese asked, can we upload an export of our trade blotter, like a CSV? Also, in the future, if you're thinking, could I upload my OBS recordings and have the AI analyze my facial expressions or mood during trades? So, you know, kind of more future stuff.
We're building a product that you don't need OBS. You can use our product. And that's the thing that I can't say much about, but like, I wish I could tell you guys, if I could tell you right now what we're building, you guys would be ecstatic. You won't need OBS because we'll be able to record it for you. We'll be able to watch everything in what you're doing. We'll be able to recognize trading view orders. We'll be able to give you an entire breakdown of your session without even you having the journal. We'll tell you what you need to do based off of the data that's being inputted from it. Yeah.
The only thing next is, you know, spit in a tube, send it on in. And then be able to get the full breakdown. No, I like it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people do that because that's actually something that I like tell a lot of traders to do every single day is to record their trades. You know, and 100%. I think that is so important because while a lot of different trading journals, as you have stated a million times, just like, okay, this is like you won or you lost. But being able to rewatch you trade, it's the same exact thing I believe you said one time. It's watching again your game. It's watching you as an athlete.
We're
You're
athletes.
going through it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so crucial, and you guys adding something like that in the future, you know, that is going to be so beneficial because that's been my, you know, trading log for the last 10 years before finding you guys is just, you know, me recording myself and rewatching things where I think I could do better. So that is awesome. Kind of going through some of those, some different ones right here. A lot of it is just about broker integrations, and you're saying in the future you won't even need broker integrations
if you're using TradingView. So one of the problems that I'm trying to be careful not to say much but one of the things that we realize is broker integrations are some of the, and this is me just like, you know, talking as like a SaaS owner, some of these like brokers and the deals and the contracts that they send us to just use their API is absurd. And we say, no, we're not going to fucking do this. We're going to build a product so that we fix this once and for all and create a product that actually is going to, I would use. And I'll tell you right now, basically what I came to the conclusion of. I was using TradePath journaling and I was sitting there, you know, typing my trade and I was journaling and I was like, man, I don't really want to do this. And that really upset with me because I'm like, you know, I've been building this for a while and I said that, you know, I don't really want, but what if I could build something like, you know, OBS that, you know, maybe watches me trade and then imports that and then AI understands the trades that I take and then breaks it down basically for everything in which I'm doing. But I can't say more anyway.
Well, I mean, that sounds amazing though. So when that does come on out, I'm pumped for that. I will say, will the software work for any paper trading on TradingView?
Yes. Anything on TradingView. Again, that's what I'm saying. Why would we try to spend our time building deals within other brokers when we're going to, when TradingView already has all the broker API connections and a paper trade. Any trade that you take on TradingView, if you use TradingView, that's the problem being fixed.
Mm-hmm. No, awesome. You know, I believe that's most of the questions right there. You know, I just kind of wanted to say thank you for, you know, jumping on, showing us and exploring towards this. And I want you to kind of, you know, get the floor here. Everyone who wants to sign up right now, for the people that want to be able to test this on out, what do you suggest? Do you suggest they do it right now at this moment, wait for anything, or, you know, any deal? What could these, you know, viewers get right now?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can go to tradepath.ai. I'll kind of show you the walkthrough of it. But the first question that I would ask, like, even to use something like this is, do you feel like you keep making the same mistake? Because like the reality is my job and like with building this is to build the best product possible, like not to make as much money as possible, but to help as much people as possible. And like I originally made this for me. And again, the next product that we're building, like I just talked about, is also for me because I was sitting there saying, I want this. And I know a lot of other people are going to enjoy using this. So I think the first thing is if you want to actually start tracking your data, which is literally one of the most important things as a trader, if you're not journaling, if you're not taking time to reflect on your decision making, if you feel like you're sometimes on autopilot, you're making the same mistakes over and over again, and you don't even have any data to look at saying, oh, wow, what did I do last week? Most of the time before I started journaling, I didn't even know the trade that I took 3 days ago. Like I didn't even know the trade that I took 3 days ago. And that's a problem because we are paid for our decision making. We're not paid for our time. And we need to focus more on our decision making to know the importance of what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong and how we can improve. So if you go to tradepath.ai, click on sign up, you'll be able to basically create an account. It'll take you to a page where you can get into the platform as well. And there you go.
Awesome. No, that is absolutely great. Well, I do just want to say again, thank you so much for jumping on today and kind of walking us through it a little bit more, giving us a little bit more of that depth and that breakdown.
No, I'm excited to even show you guys, like, from what we have been building that you guys can't see, like, I wish I could show you more. We'll come back on in the next, month and 2 months and really show you how much TradePath is going to be, like, insanely better and insanely different within the next 2 months. Right now, we're very happy with the progress in which we're building. And, we have a very extensive and a really, really good team that's working behind this. So I'm extremely excited to show you guys in the future kind of what we're building.
Cool. No, well, we look forward to that. 2 months. Let's again set it in stone and get you back on here and see the upgrades. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll see you, buddy. Thank you so much.
All righty. Talk soon, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So for anyone who is interested right now at this moment for TradePath, I have again dropped a multitude of links for you guys. And the link that I actually have is the creator access link. So I have dropped those links. If you guys do not want to pay for it, you guys can get a 14-day pass right here at this moment. You guys can actually come right on through to the creator access. Type in 14 capital D AY, only capital D. It is case sensitive. So I want to do this with you guys right here and right now. Creator access. I put the link in chat. Just look up, scroll up. You guys have it. Type in 14 capital D and then lowercase AY. Access sign up, and now that is going to give you a free 14-day pass. So 14 days, check it on out, get over here, enjoy it, log for the next 14 days. And again, if you guys are loving it, which I'm sure you guys will, you guys can continue on with a membership so that you guys are all set, ready to rock. All right. So very awesome, very important. Make sure you guys check out that amazing software. I've been using it. I've been enjoying it every single day. As you guys know, I've been logging my trades here. I didn't log today's trade, but I am very excited to be able to log all my trades without manually having to do it. And they said they're doing a recording where you can talk to it and it's going to break that down. I mean, that's going to be game changing in every single way. But it is great to get your stats, great to get a great understanding of how, again, trading works. And then, of course, go from there. So, love it. Reese, Deck, do you think 14 days is enough for you to learn it and learn your habits? I think, again, 14 days, a 14-day trial is a great starting point to be able to, again, get understanding how the platform works and how it can be beneficial. So, absolutely. Does it take longer to probably fully, learn from your mistakes? Yes, it's going to take probably a month, 2, 3, 4, 6 months to get out of bad habits and start getting into good habits. It's the same exact thing as fitness, right? Fitness, guys, you don't see a change after a week. You see a change after 90 days. So again, after probably logging for 90 days and again, learning what you're doing right and wrong, you're probably going to see a dramatic change in yourself. But it's going to be every day of logging, every day of looking and watching and saying, what can I do better? And that's where you're going to really see the big difference in yourself. So right now here, team, let's just make sure we're not missing anything whatsoever. We'll see, of course, where we'll see what we have. We have SPRC starting to fade and fall a little bit at this time. GV at this moment, not too much over on GV. ATCH, we'll keep this one on watch here. You know, at this time, as you guys know, I'm currently sitting with a little bit over $300 in profit. Not a bad way to kick off our day. Shout out to everyone that shorted GV today at around the price of $4. We had that $4 touch, came crashing back on down, back up to $4, and back to crashing all the way back on down. So GV, that's been the most active, fun one of the day, of course. And everything else has been pretty weak. Let's just make sure we aren't missing anything else here. I just want to make sure, guys, that we're not putting ourselves in any bad position. Top gainers on the day. SPRC, no. GV, taking a look at this, no. CDT, not seeing too much. All right, traders, not seeing too much at this moment. Happy to again have another winning day, put ourselves up into the green, enjoying the money, enjoying the profits, and of course doing everything that we can do. As stated, guys, multiple times, get yourself fired on up. Justin will be one of the people as well going over towards the New York City Trader Takeover. So if you guys want to learn more about his, AI software, he actually will be at the rooftop in New York City. So again, we got Cobra Trading. The CEO of Cobra Trading will be there. Katy Perry from StockTwitch. She's a host over on StockTwitch TV. Myself, Day Trade Professor. Wolf Financial, one of the biggest followings over on X, Twitter. Wolf Financial, and Justin. We're also going to have a few other people coming on in. We're going to be adding them to the poster as well. That's on October 2nd, 2:30 to 5th, rooftop. Get yourself pumped. Get yourself excited about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely gorgeous. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this day. I hope you guys had some fun. I hope you guys crushed it. I hope you guys were able to make some big money. And I hope you guys enjoyed, again, the cash that came with it. I, again, hope you guys, again, were able to absolutely crush it. I mean, guys, calm down. Calm down. Stop it. Stop it. You guys don't got to give me a round of applause like this. I know. Guys, I know, again, I'm setting up free events for you guys. I know, again, I'm giving you guys free trading journals. Guys, I know. Stop. You don't got to tell me. I know I'm giving you guys alerts every morning. And, again, live streaming hundreds of dollars of software on the live stream so you guys don't have to pay for it. I know, guys. You guys don't have to keep on clapping. You guys, hey, Claire, can you turn on that sound effect again? No, stop, guys. You guys are too generous. Everyone here is just too generous. All right. You know what? I'll take it. I deserve it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody here, have a wonderful rest of your lunch hours. Enjoy your day. Have some fun. And congratulations, everyone crushed it over on GV today. You guys are fantastic and amazing in every single way. Get yourself pumped on up. Scanners are going back over on tradecaster.com, YouTube, and X. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Go sign up right now over towards, again, tradepath.ai. Enjoy the free 14-day pass. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Help me wrap this thing on up in 3, 2, 1. I love you. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy it. I'll see you then.
Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
$1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million year?
Take your pick. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.